welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Kiana and today's video is going to be episode 3 of our legacy series with our sim L. So before we get started, I need to quickly point out that this is my second time recording this part. I was experiencing some audio issues in part 2 that carried into part 3 and I just decided to re-record it. So thanks so much for your patience as I worked through that. That being said, I saved too many times to roll back the last version of the save, so we're now back in our first save. Same disclaimer as last part, some relationships and experiences may be slightly different. Hopefully this is the last time we will need to save hop though. So I think that covers all of my housekeeping items for this week. Let's go ahead and hop into the episode. Alright, please excuse our super cloudy San Myshuno weather. This is the lot we're visiting this morning. It is called the San Myshuno Shopping Street, and as always, I will have the lot details linked down below. Alright, so it is Friday morning in game, and Elle is grabbing a quick cup of coffee with Fallon before work. We are picking up the morning after her date with Harrison, and she could not wait to share all the juicy details, so these two decided to meet up before work for some uninterrupted bestie time. As we have seen, Elle tends to fall in love very quickly, and according to her milestones, she's already in love with Harrison, so she does rely on her more practical friends to bring her back down to earth when she needs it. They're also talking about the date that she's got tonight in game. So I don't know if you remember in the last episode, our roommate, or not our roommate, our next door neighbor, Emmanuel, he did ask us out on a date, and we said we would go on that date today in game. Oh wait, she just got a thing for Harrison. Is he here? Make out with Harrison from being near a romantic relationship. Okay, we'll do that, but is he around here somewhere? I'm going to assume that he is. From being near a romantic relationship. I don't see him. I guess this is a good time for me to show you the rest of the lot though anyway. So if you do download this lot, do know that I changed up quite a bit of the interior just to kind of suit my game style a little bit better. So this was always a cafe, but it is very different on the inside. This was always a sort of florist shop. I haven't done anything with that, but I did change up the space. So this used to be a travel agency, and I didn't really have a use for that in my game, so I did turn it into a laundromat because Elle does not have laundry in her apartment. And then this space was initially a bookstore, and I didn't need a bookstore, so I initially changed it to a salon. But then I decided that instead, this would probably make a really, really good space for Elle's retail shop eventually when she, we're not even doing anything. How do we get a last exception? Anywho, so for her retail shop, when she finally does save up the money to do that. So I'm going to have to get a little creative imaginatively because I don't necessarily want her to own this space or this space or this space, but in order for us to have this as a small business, I will likely have to do something where she's got like investors or business partners or something that are technically employees who will manage this space for us and then also manage the florist shop. I think this is pretty much just going to be come and go. So that's kind of my thought for the build. But back to Harrison, I don't see him anywhere. Unless I am missing him. He does tend to be dressed in a suit, and I don't see any Sims in suits around here. So maybe she's just daydreaming, I don't know. But I will get back to her little hangout with her bestie. She also has another one over here to be friendly with Tyler, so I'm guessing both Tyler and Harrison are somewhere nearby, but I don't see them. So I will let them to continue to chat. So like I was saying, she is going to be going on that date tonight with Manny. So Manny is taking her to like a bowling / arcade, and her initial thought is that she is not a fan of that plan. But Fallon is kind of telling her to just be open because she doesn't know. She hasn't been out on any dates in a really long time, and certainly not since she's moved to the city. So she needs to be a little bit more open to the possibilities. Everyone kind of has different personalities and interests, and she will be a lot more inclined to find her perfect match if she is not closed off. So I'm just gonna let them continue to chat. I did also change Elliot's work schedule. So instead of that like random Thursday that she had off and then working on Saturday, she now works Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I thought that just made more sense, especially for some of the other things that I want her to do. So that is the plan there. I'm just going to do one more quick scan for Harrison or even Tyler because I did not see them. It would be nice if she could at least like have a quick hello with him. She's not going to make out with him before work. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I don't see him in here anywhere. He does tend to spend a lot of time in the Spice District, even though he doesn't live here. This is where they met, actually. One of the two times that they interacted, it was here in this location. So, all right, I don't see him, and I think they have successfully finished their chat. So, I think what we will do is head on over to the office. I did make a lot of updates to that space, and I'm excited to show you what it looks like now. So, we will meet you at Elliot's office. All right, so Elle has made it to work, and you can probably already tell that it looks significantly different from how it looked in the first part when we were here. So I will kind of show you around. She's completing her first task, which was to complete a fashion illustration. So while she is wrapping that up, I will kind of show you the changes that I made to her workspace. So this is the same build as before. As you can see, I just changed a little bit aesthetically. I kind of wanted it to blend in a little bit better with the rest of the buildings in the arts quarter. So I kind of feel like it does that a little bit better now. This is the outside. I will go ahead and show you the inside. So the layout is pretty much the exact same. We've got a little lobby area here. We've got our reception area. Probably going to clutter this up a little bit more. I should probably point out that this is not finished. I've just been kind of messing around with it a little bit in my free time. We've got some more seating here. Here is the restroom. So everything is still laid out the exact same way. I did change up the cafeteria slash break room area pretty significantly. I kind of was influenced by the colors in Elliot's apartment, so that's why it's a little bit more bright and colorful. And the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place at all is because I kind of envision Elliot working at a little bit more of a classic fashion house. So think like Chanel, clean lines, very classic. And I thought that the space was a little bit too modern for the kind of designs that we were going to be showcasing. So I wanted to change it up a little bit. I also put in a buffet here so we no longer have to serve fruit multiple times a day. And then I changed up the cafe space. So this is what that looks like now. I also got rid of the food stall that we had out here, and just placed in some additional outdoor seating. So that is pretty much everything on the first floor. Heading up to the second floor, which is where a lot of the workspaces are. I did change up this space, and I also lowered the walls. They were doing a lot of talking over the walls, and it just didn't make a whole lot of sense for the walls to be as high as they were. So now they are a little bit lower. Over here, we've got the break room, or the second floor break room. I did get rid of what was it I had up here? A toaster oven. So I got rid of that. I still have a fridge and a coffee pot up here. So that's pretty much everything in this space. And then over here, we've got the conference room. So I just kind of switched that up internally to look a little bit more like the rest of the build. And then this is Miranda's office with an intern randomly sitting in here. So that kind of matches the rest of the vibe as well. And then on the third floor, what did I do? I switched up the stuff in the gym, even though the door to the gym is still locked. I think I made some changes to the shower stall as well, and then just some basic changes to the photo studio and also the closet. And I changed up the mannequins. I downloaded a new mannequin, so switched those up, and I'm pretty sure that is everything. All right, so Il's just finishing up her fashion illustration. She doesn't really have a whole lot of stuff to do today that we haven't seen before, so I'm probably going to cut out a lot. I also will not be coming to work with Elliot every day. I don't want her to move too fast. Oh, Manny is texting us. Let's see what he's up to. All right, hey Elliot, the Nosh and Nectar Festival is in town again. Want to go with me tomorrow afternoon? I'm gonna say sorry, I'm busy then, but we are going to see him later today for our date anyway, so that should work out fine. He says, "Oh no, well I wish you were coming, but I understand." All right, so back to what I was saying. As far as her job is concerned, I don't want to come every day because this is only a 5 level career, so I don't want her to progress too quickly. And if we come every day, then every week she's going to be pretty much getting a promotion. So for this level, fashion designer level 2, which is a junior stylist, she does need to participate in the workday 3 times. She also needs to create 10 lookbooks. So both of those are going to be pretty easy to accomplish. So we won't be coming back to work with her Monday or Tuesday. I actually don't think she'll be in town Monday. I think she's still going to be home visiting her parents. So for today, she wants to research patterns twice. She needs to create 4 lookbooks. It says we already created one, but I think that was me putting bras and underwear on the mannequins that are upstairs, and then she needs to contact clients. So some of this, like I said, she has already done, so I won't make you sit through it, but I will come back when it is time for her to create those lookbooks. All right, so we are up on the 3rd floor. Ella's already completed a couple of the tasks that she needed to work on today. I am going to have her go ahead and create those lookbooks. So I'm just going to click on this mannequin and I'm going to create outfit and create a sim, and then I will show you the 4 outfits that I come up with. So I'm finished with my 4 looks. The first one here is more of a classic Chanel kind of vibe with a double-breasted suit jacket and the cute little hat. And then number 2 is more of a menswear inspired look. Number 3 is an outerwear look. And then number 4 is formal. So I'm going to go ahead and get out a cast so that I can dress our mannequins. Alright, so as we can see, mannequin 1 is already dressed in one of our updated lookbooks, and I think that one looks really cute. Alright, let's head over to the other mannequins so that we can dress them and complete the challenge. It looks like they're dressed as well. Maybe I just have to switch up the outfit so it counts. So let's go with dressed mannequin, and we will put this mannequin in the outerwear look. And then let's put this mannequin in the menswear look, and then this mannequin is already dressed in the last look, so I think I'll leave that one, and hopefully that will complete the requirement. Yes, it did. Okay, so now she needs to call the warehouse, contact clients, and order fabrics, all of which are things that you've seen. So I will come back when we're doing something else interesting. Okay, so nothing interesting has happened on the work front, but we did get this ridiculous request from Shay, who is one of the guys that Elle has been flirting with. He says, "Hey Elliot, Caroline May has asked me out on a date. Should I say yes?" So Caroline is one of Elle's friends. She works here at the design house, and I find that really interesting. But also, if there's one thing this game will do, it is have your romantic interests reach out to you to ask you questions about other romantic interests, which is not a thing that would happen in real life, and I find it particularly gross. But in Shay's case, it's kind of fitting because he is a shady character and non-committal, so I could see him potentially doing this, but I am going to say you should think about it yourself. A little bit of an issue, well, a couple of issues. First of all, Elliot is randomly having a breakout. I don't understand why this keeps happening in my game. I don't have any settings turned on for acne, and she's an adult, so I don't know if this is some sort of like weird bug or what the situation is, but she is having a full-on breakout. So she's having some lunch right now, but we did run out of tasks to complete. So the only 2 tasks that she has left are consulting clients about style and styling clients. The problem is all of the clients disappeared at noon and they have not returned. So I don't know how it will be possible for her to complete any of these 2 remaining tasks, which personally I don't think is very fair, because by the time they appeared, it was already like they were leaving. So I think that if they don't reappear in the next like hour or 2, I'm just going to cheat that those are completed because that's not really fair. Like there's nothing I can do unless the expectation is that I would go out into the world and like find clients, but nobody has that kind of time. So I'm not going to be doing that. There's just some random people around, and she's not getting ready to start randomly soliciting strangers for that. So I'm going to allow her to. Did she finish drinking? She didn't. Let's go ahead and do that. And then once she's done that, maybe we will spend a little bit of time working on our fashion designer skill. But it seems like that might be the rest of her day. So apologies if you can hear. There's like an airplane. I think I mentioned once before that I live near a hobby airport. So sometimes you are just going to hear random airplane noises. I wish that there was something I could do, but there's literally nothing. So I'm hoping that her face clears up before her date tonight. I do not know what this is. If any of you guys know what mod could be causing this, please let me know down in the comments. At first, I thought it was the enable acne feature from the pack that you can turn off, but that is turned off. And then I also have all of the RPO settings turned off for this as well. So I don't know what is creating this acne situation. But let me know if you know. I will go ahead and wrap up here, I think, and we'll probably meet you once Elliot is back home from work. All right, so Elle is back in her apartment. She earned 708 simoleons today from work. We were actually able to just skip those two tasks, and then another task or two popped up, so that allowed her to get a full work performance bar, which I really appreciate. But I hope that that's not like a bug that I'm experiencing where all of the clients leave at a certain time, and then after they leave, I get a whole bunch of requests to interact with them. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. But I wanted to show you guys something really interesting. So when Elliot got home today, she did have a delivery waiting for her at the front office. It is a cute little flower arrangement that Harrison sent her as a thank you for the date last night, and to let her know that he really appreciated it and could not wait to see her again because he had such a good time. And this kind of reminds me so much of, I don't remember if it was Sims 2 or Sims 3, where you would go out on a date, you would have a really, really good date, and then the person you went out with would show up at your house the next day like a super creep and leave a floral arrangement on your doorstep. So at least he did not do that. But that was kind of my inspiration for having him send her these flowers. Also, he is really receptive and listens to her because she did tell him that her favorite color was red. So he did send her a red arrangement. So I think before we start getting ready for her date tonight with Manny, I kind of want her to send Harrison a flirty selfie. We are just going to ignore whatever is going on with her face because I'm refusing to acknowledge this. She's going to send him a flirty selfie, and hopefully we can get the picture or the flowers in the background. So let's go to social and then send flirty selfie. I've never done this before, so let's see how it turns out. So can we turn towards the flowers in the background? We cannot, or we kind of can. Maybe if I change what she's doing, let's see. And it's just going to keep resetting. I'm just going to find something that works, and then I'm going to try to see if we can get the pictures in. I'm so annoyed by her face. Like, I just said that I was going to ignore it, but I can't. I can't ignore it. She is an adult. Why is this happening? And at first I thought maybe it has something to do with her hormonal birth control, but it shouldn't because I have it set up to not do that. So very annoying. All right, so we kind of got the pictures in frame, or the flowers. Why do I keep calling them pictures? In frame here, let's go ahead and take this one, and we're going to send it to him as a thank you so much for the flowers. They're so pretty. It really made my day kind of situation. And then let's take a look at her needs. She's doing pretty well over here. Her desire to make out with Harrison did go away at some point, but I kind of still want her to do that because she wanted to. Delicious and hearty from Health Food Net Lifestyle. So I'm assuming that is from the garlic noodles that she had at lunchtime today. And then she made a new friend, and that was Julian. They really only talked for a couple minutes, but somehow they shot that friendship right up, and then refreshingly cool from the drink that she had. As far as her needs are concerned, she's actually in really, really good shape. So I think what I'm going to have her do is just take a nap so that she's not tired tonight when she goes on her date. And then once we are ready for the date, I will pop back in so that you guys can see her outfit. So this is Elliot's outfit for the date. Like I said, they're just going to like a bowling slash arcade. So she didn't really think that it made a whole lot of sense to get too dolled up. Also, she's feeling embarrassed from her reflection. It says something just looks wrong today, how embarrassing. And I'm going to assume that that might have something to do with all of the acne on her face. So I'm going to let her go ahead and finish this, and then we will see you guys over at the arcade. Alright, so we've made it to the sort of arcade bar. I will link the slide down below. I did just get it from the gallery, so I'll just link the creator's information. Here is Manny looking very handsome and casual in his Coldplay t-shirt. So this date is going to be a little bit of a different getting to know you date than the first one because Manny has some different needs, I guess we would say. Let me go ahead and control him so that we can take a look at his Somology panel, and then I will explain a little bit further what we're going to be doing with Manny here today. So let me control Sim, and I'm going to open up his Somology panel. So Manny is romantically reserved. He is a genius and a geek. He prefers exclusive romantic relationships. He does not want a child right now, and he has business savvy bonus trait from his aspiration, which is the mansion baron. So the reason why our date is a little bit different is because of his romantically reserved trait. So he is not the biggest fan of physical intimacy, especially not in public. So we have decided that instead of having that as one of our getting to know you options, I think we have be friendly, be funny, have drinks, and take pictures or something like that. So that's going to be a little bit of a difference between her date with Manny versus her date with Harrison. So I'm going to go ahead and let them get into it. Let's start by having a drink. Looks like we've got our bartender in here. So let me have Manny come on in here and have the two of them have a seat and have a drink just to kind of warm up and get the evening started. So Manny can sit here, and then I will have Elle sit right over there. And I hope that she stops feeling embarrassed because I don't want that to negatively affect sort of the flow of how the date goes. And it's ladies' night, the perfect time to have a girls' night out without breaking the bank. And she has changed clothes for some reason. I don't know what this bug is. I don't know if it's one of my mods or what the situation is, but it is driving me crazy. Please change back into your other outfit, ma'am. All right, so she's feeling flirty from a breathtaking encounter, and I'm going to assume that that is Manny, that she is saying, can you get up and please change? All right, and she got an attractiveness alert, which we will read in just a second. Sir, you saw me sitting there. All right, Delvante, I'm going to need you to get out of my seat. I could have them have her sit on the other side, but it's the principal at this point. You saw me sitting there, so I'm going to need you to be reset so that I can get back into my seat. Reset Sim. Thank you. And I'm going to sit back in my chair. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to have Manny order some drinks for the group. So let's order drinks for group. And then what should they have? She is a bit of a wine girly, but he is not. And honestly, I don't know that he would be the type of guy who would sacrifice what he wants to drink for Elliot. So instead, he is going to grab a couple of beers. Let's do some EAPAs. Oh, and this sim is really pretty. Who is this? Kelly Burton? She's super cute. Maybe we need to give her a makeover. I'm going to have to remember her. And this guy's just going to keep standing behind her. Thank you for moving. All right, so here is the attractiveness alert that we got. As they sit and have their beers, are they talking? They are. So hopefully they will continue to naturally increase the socialization requirement. I don't know who Quentin Bruno is or why he's telling me about his education situation. But so the attractiveness alert is, wow, what a sim. Elliot Hernandez just stopped what they were thinking about for a moment and found themselves staring at Emmanuel Rivera. That man has so many of the qualities that make Elliot's heart race as if it were a cross-country marathon. Their handsome features meet Elliot's desires so readily that it's almost as if they were created, or that whatever created such a sim sculpted him specifically for Elliot, which is in fact the case. Now the only thing is to pick up their jaw and work up the courage to speak to such an Adonis. Hopefully, Emmanuel will be kind enough to reciprocate Elliot's feelings. And then, does Emmanuel like deep thoughts? Sure. All right, so they are doing really well with that socializing. We are going to take a photo. I think we're going to go into, there's some photo booths here in the build. We'll head over there. And then whatever is going on, it looks like he doesn't like it. So it's interesting that the game says that this sim was made specifically for Elliot. He actually wasn't. Does he like gossip? No. I intentionally set him up with really opposing traits so that I could see how easy or difficult it would be for them to navigate a potential romantic relationship based off of the game sort of mechanics. And so far, it looks like there's no issues. They were able to find each other incredibly attractive, or at least she finds him incredibly attractive. And they're just getting all of the basic notifications. She did just get a notification that she has a major crush on Emmanuel. So let's take a look at how she is feeling right now. In addition to feeling flirty from that breathtaking encounter, she enjoyed that EAPA that they had. She is still thinking about her reflection in the mirror, and I hate that for her. And she's feeling deep connection. So let's look at whether or not she's got any sentiments for Manny. She is very attracted to him, and she is feeling fine in her romantic satisfaction where he is concerned. They do have awful compatibility. I think that we did talk about this in the last episode. And she has a crush on him, but he has absolutely no sentiments where she is concerned. So that is good to know. But we can look at how he feels about her physically, at least. So he is very attracted to her, and he's unsatisfied. Emmanuel is unsatisfied in his romance with Elliot, and proved this through romantic interactions that cater to each sim's romance style turn-ons and avoid their romance style turn-offs. Also be mindful not to be mean or violate any romantic boundaries. I feel like we intentionally set this date up without interfering with any of his romantic boundaries, so I'm confused as to why he is unsatisfied. All right, well, let's take a photo, I guess. I don't know what to do. I guess it's kind of my fault for setting him up this way, but also it's not that bad. I'm gonna have her do it because I want it to be in our inventory. So let's take, if we take a flirty photo, is he gonna be mad at us? Let's just take a regular photo. Take a photo with, take a friendly photo. I'm just gonna take a romantic photo. They are on a date, so like he's just gonna have to suck that up. And then I think after this, maybe they will go downstairs and do a little bit of bowling. And I do have like a little write-up similar to what I did with Harrison already prepared for Manny. So we will go over that as well. Hopefully he doesn't come out of here mad. Like I really don't know what he wants from us. Alright, so let's take a look at, she doesn't like it? I wonder if she doesn't like it because she is not feeling great about herself today. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Let's see the photo. Is it bad? Am I able to put it on this wall? I am. It looks fine. I don't know why she doesn't like it. We're not going to take another one though. Alright, so let's head downstairs. There are some bowling lanes down here, so we'll go downstairs and we'll do like a quick bowling game, and then after that I think we might do some ping pong or some foosball or something. Maybe we'll use the other things that he set up, or what is it, there's a video game machine upstairs and some other stuff, so maybe we'll do that. But right now let's bowl a 3-frame game together. Looks like we've got some bowling leagues going over here, and my sim self has somehow managed to get herself into a bowling league. Let me be the first one to tell you that under no circumstances would that be happening, because I bowl like a 3-year-old. Apparently so does Manny. Nice. I could have sworn I gave him some bowling skill. Is he embarrassed now? Because I would be. He's not, but he does feel good about the picture, and he's feeling flirty, swooning over crush from having a crush. How can someone be so irresistible? Emmanuel can't stop daydreaming about his crush. I hope that's us, because it didn't look like he had any sentiments where we were concerned. Is it Kyle? I do have Kyle in this save. Okay, it doesn't appear to be Kyle. That's a relief. So does he have a crush on us now? No, he doesn't. I'm so confused. All right, fine. He also got another moodlet about the photo. It says Tinder mugshot from a great paired photo. The kind of photos that might not be appropriate to show off to the family. Manny. But you know what? That lines up with his family, and we'll talk more about them in just a second. Yeah, I could see him saying something like that. He did just have a want for her. What is it? Discuss dating standards from being romantically reserved and be friendly with Elliot. Discuss dating standards. I want to see him do that. I don't know what the animation is there or like what happens, but can we just search for standards? Discuss dating standards. All right, let's do that, and let's see if any kind of like notification or anything pops up, or if she gets anything on her end. It's basically like, these are the things that I am okay with. Here's all the stuff that I am not. Please expect my boundaries. Elliot is pleased to gain deeper insight into Emmanuel's love perspective. Both Sims are now feeling more confident about their shared romantic future. Love that. Didn't seem like he was though, because for some reason he was struggling. Are they already done bowling? They shouldn't be. It's only 10 o'clock. Invite to bowl. He's not bowling. I don't know what happened. All right, let's try this one more time. Emmanuel. They were just bowling. Maybe he quit because he face planted as badly as he did. I don't know. All right, let's see if they will bowl now. I can't believe he's feeling so flirty, but then telling us not to do stuff. And she's had an awkward encounter with him from socialization. Ugh, where can I hide? That was an awkward conversation. My assumption is that more of that is going to happen just because of their bad compatibility. So while she is bowling, let me go ahead and start talking to you guys about Manny. All right, so this is Bachelor number 2. This is Emmanuel Rivera. For starters, he does prefer to go by Manny. I think Manny is so ridiculously cute. For him, I do kind of want to dive into his romance and dating style, as well as his childhood and his relationship with his family, because so much of that has kind of made him the sim that he is today. Manny was a super late bloomer. Growing up in Evergreen Harbor, his parents encouraged him to focus more on his academics than on dating or making friends, and the end result was that while he did get a full ride scholarship to study computer science at Foxbury, he still isn't all that comfortable when it comes to dating and intimacy. He's only had one serious girlfriend, and it took him a really long time to get over her, but he is finally feeling like it's time to get back on that dating horse. Manny feels like his parents made a lot of sacrifices to put him through private school. He grew up in a modest 2-bedroom apartment, and his parents are still living there to this day. One of his goals in life is to purchase a home for them as a way of thanking them for setting him up for success. He does go back home to visit often, but he's really nervous about the idea of bringing anyone home to meet them. His mom does love playing the role of leading lady in his life, and in his last relationship, it was a huge problem. So as far as his romantic aspirations are concerned, Manny is looking for a serious relationship, but he isn't sure what that will look like with him so focused on moving ahead in his career and working on his app so that he can get his parents that new home before they retire. He doesn't even want to think about getting married for at least a few years, and he also isn't 100% sure he ever wants to have kids. He's just not sure if he is capable of making the same kind of sacrifices that his parents made, but he is still pretty young, so he's not in any rush. He does worry a lot about living up to his parents' expectations. He doesn't want them to feel like their hard work was in vain, and that puts a lot of stress on him. He does not always take the best care of himself. He hates working out, he never goes to the gym, and he doesn't pay much attention to what he eats most of the time. As I mentioned, he's been working on a new app and secretly hopes it will make him super rich and famous. He tries to work on his app at least a few days a week, and then to unwind, he plays video games in his apartment or at his favorite arcade. My concerns about Manny. So he and Elle are polar opposites. I thought it would be kind of fun to see how the two of them would navigate each other with almost nothing in common. Sometimes I do feel like dating and relationships in The Sims is a little bit too easy, and a part of me wants to see if they're able to work through it. He isn't ready for marriage and kids though, and I wouldn't want Elle to try and change his mind. He should do those things if and when he's ready. I also think that she would take issue with his plan to focus so much of his time and attention towards becoming rich. It isn't the most realistic plan, and I think Elle would worry about his financial outlook, especially considering her existing debt. She doesn't want to live in an apartment forever, and right now it doesn't really seem like his own future living arrangements are even on his radar. So, yeah, that's Manny. Let me know what you all think of Manny in the comments. I like that he is a more complex character for Elle, and if she does decide to pursue a romantic relationship with him, I'd be really interested in seeing how all of it plays out with so many differences. Alright, so they're still not doing great as far as the state is concerned, and she does want to have a perfect date, so we're going to need to get it going here. So they did drink something before. I don't know why that didn't check off. Maybe we'll try that again, but for right now, let's try the low-hanging fruit. We've already satisfied one small talk requirement. Let's go ahead and do a second one. So let's go small talk, and then let's ask him about his career. We've got Ollie back here. I really thought Ollie would be a good sim for them, but he hated her when I introduced him, so didn't really work out. Ellie has learned that Emmanuel is an independent consultant at Rainy Day Entertainment, and that did check off. So let's maybe just have her grab a drink. She didn't get to drink what she wanted before. Oh, and it looks like Kiko is moonlighting as a bartender. Love that for her. Let's try to order a drink. Order a drink for ourselves. Let's order our favorite drink. And I guess we'll do that after we finish. What is going on with her arms? She wasn't doing that before. I wonder if it has something to do with the outfit that she's wearing right now. If so, that kind of sucks because I really do like that vest. And this is a part of Syntate's new collection, so I usually don't have those sorts of issues, so maybe it's just like a game thing. Are we almost done here? We need to wrap this up, Manny, because we are not satisfying any of the other things that we need to do. Alright, so while we're still standing here talking to him, let's try a silly interaction. Are any gonna pop up? Friendly? Apparently not, so let's just try and find those. Are they under funny? Yes. So let's just pop in here. The lights just came on for some reason. It's only 11. Suggestive look. So let me tell you how this game frustrates me. So I just spent all this time talking about Manny being romantically reserved. He does have the romantically reserved trait, yet somehow he is giving me a suggestive look. Ignore him. I'm not even going to read that or entertain that in any way. Let me get back to what I was trying to do, which was funny stuff. Is that under here, or is it its own separate category? It's its own separate category. And she does want to tell a story. Can we tell a silly story? No, it's under silly behavior. Do an impression. None of these are things that Elliot would do. Like, I don't see her ever making any impressions or doing any kind of like silly interactions. Hopefully that checks off, and we will do another one. She does need to use the restroom. I'll have her do that in just a second. Probably a good idea for her to do that before she drinks anything else. Let's make funny faces. Is he even bowling? Alright, so that checked off. Talk about photos. Sure, we can do that. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with her arms. It's really freaking me out. Talk about photo filters. Sure, let's do that. Hello? There we go. Okay. And then they want to take another photo. We can absolutely do that. I will have her pull out her camera. He's very upset. He takes this bowling very seriously. All right, let's have her take a photo with, and then we will do Emmanuel. Did she win? She did, and he is very upset about it. Hate that. I kind of don't want her to order this drink now because she's gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna let her finish it. Did she order it and then come back to take the picture with him? So someone's gonna take your drink that you paid for, ma'am. Alright, so this seems like for a romantically reserved sim, a cute little selfie. So let's go ahead and grab a couple of those. And then let's see. I don't see him doing that, but fine. We'll do this one, and then he definitely would not do that. I don't know why every time that one pops up, it stays for so long. And then we'll just do these last two. All right, and it looks like her drink is still over there. She's gonna go grab it. I'm not gonna let her finish it though, because she does need to use the restroom. And we still are not anywhere near a gold level date. Where is she going? Is she just gonna leave him down here by himself? Ma'am. Ma'am? Okay, well, it looks like that's exactly what she's gonna do, and that's fine. She's only gonna take one sip, and then she's gonna use the restroom. What does she want to do where Manny is concerned? Be friendly. We can absolutely do that. All right, so she had a sip. We're just gonna stop drinking that, and then we're gonna come down here and find out where the restroom is for this lot. It's definitely not downstairs, and it's not on this floor, so I'm guessing it is upstairs. Yes, it is. So let's go ahead up here and let's use this restroom. And Manny is trying to chat with us, but he's going to have to wait until we have had an opportunity to use the restroom. So it looks like this is a pretty serious gaming cafe. I can see why Manny, given his interests, would be so into coming here. They've got all kinds of PCs set up over there, and then they've got it where you can shower here. And they've got like a place for food, it looks like, so you never have to leave. You've got vending machines and a microwave. You can stay here forever. Wait, why didn't you go to the bathroom? You're not taking a photo. You're going to the bathroom. You need to go to the bathroom. Please come upstairs and use the bathroom. Meanwhile, you're going downstairs, which is the exact opposite of what I need you to be doing. Can you not get up there? Are there not stairs to get to? They're not stairs. There are no stairs to get up there. All right, well, that's not my fault. So I'm going to cheat that, because what do you mean? Like, why are there no stairs in this build for her to get upstairs? Were they originally meant to be like right over there? I'm guessing so, but yeah, it's not my fault that there are no stairs in this build. So she's already downstairs with Manny, and we're so close to getting gold. So let's head down and see if we can't share interests a couple of times or do some small talk. That's usually a little bit faster. Where is she? Where is he? Where are they? Elliot? Oh, she's in the photo booth. I canceled it while they were in there, so come on out. Can you just go here? You can. All right, he's gonna come out as well. And then let's just do some small talk. What does he want to do now? He wants to chat. We're just going to do small talk. We've got to get this done. It is 1 a.m. Friendly and small talk. Let's brighten his day. And we're in here alone, so I'm wondering if this is a good place for a first kiss, since he's romantically reserved. Bowling Queen from winning a bowling game. All hail the Bowling Queen. Long may she reign. Wonderful. All right, let's try this again, because that clearly didn't work the first time. I don't know why it seems like the later it gets in my game, the less compliant my Sims are. Brighten day. Please just do it. Thank you. All right, and we should be able to do one more interaction, and that should get us where we need to be. What is this? She wants to get to know him. We have been doing that. We are absolutely going to keep doing that. But right now, we need to make some small talk. So let's come back into our small talk category, which I just passed friendly and small talk. And then let's ask him about his favorite color. Sure. Is she doing it? Now she's doing it. Her arms are still doing all kinds of weird stuff. All right, we are still not quite there. Talk about photos. Let's talk about photos. He likes black, blue, and brown. Lovely. All right, one more talk about photos, and we should have a goal date, which is what she needs. So, talk about online photos. Sure, sure. He's like, please don't post any pictures of me on Simstagram. All right. So we officially have a gold level date. I think I'm going to end the date. It is not lost on me that at no point did Manny ask to extend this date, but she didn't either. So I guess that's fine. He is still attracted to her. It says Emmanuel noticed someone attractive and is hoping they will find interest in them too. That's cute, swooning over crush, and then he is flirty from a pleasant conversation. Let's see if he ever got any sentiments about us at all. He's still showing that he's unsatisfied in our romantic relationship and he doesn't have any sentiments. So I think I'm going to end the date, but I'm so nervous to do this, but I am going to try to have them do a first kiss. Hello? I'm clicking on Manny here. So let's go to romance. And then physical intimacy, and then let's do first kiss, and let's hope that he doesn't get mad at us for this. The first time I filmed this, he did something that upset her so much that she got a sad buff for unrequited love, and I was kind of sad for her. Okay, alright, so he didn't hate it. Looks like he is okay. He better not be asking her to woohoo. Quit playing with me, Emmanuel. Yeah, he is absolutely not romantically reserved unless his idea of romantically reserved is asking a lady on the first date to go and woohoo in a dumpster. And I'm disappointed in Elliot for being so excited to do this. Look at how confident she is in the face. You look absurd. We're not doing that. All right, she did get to romance level 3 though. Says Elliot can now whisper about desires with other Sims. At level 3, Elliot will much less often feel awkward after woohoo. She will not feel tense near lovers anymore either. She can now discuss relationship ideals and discuss woohoo preferences with lovers in earlier stages of relationships and make future plans. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end the date. And that should satisfy her want to go on a perfect date. And it did. Alright, so now she wants to watch the sky, and we're not going to do that because it's 1 a.m. As far as her aspiration is concerned, she still has 2 things that she wants to work on in this initial category. She needs to use a romantic blanket 3 times for romance and then share food 2 times. So I think I'm going to have her work on that on her next date, which is going to be with Harrison. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking on this Saturday during the day, she would go on a date with Harrison, and then tomorrow night, or I guess tonight in game, she's got a housewarming party that she is hosting for herself as a sort of celebration for moving to San Maya and getting her first little apartment. So all of that I think is going to happen in the next episode, but for now I'm going to have her head home. Alright, so Elliot is back home. She did have the want to write in her journal, so I'm having her go ahead and write a little entry about how her date went today. Get into a relationship from being family oriented? Sure. We can have her do that. Probably not anytime soon, but we can definitely pin it. While she was brushing her teeth, she did get a little notification that she has satisfied the first part of her soul's journey. So she are these different sections? Yes, the road ahead. Elliot's journey is just getting started. With this reward tier unlocked, Elliot receives extra satisfaction points. Wonderful. So we will probably work on her her aspiration a little bit more tomorrow. As far as her moodlets are concerned, she's actually doing quite well. Says the road ahead from living a fulfilled life, the soul's journey is going to be a long one, but Elliot is in it for the long haul. Here's to the first step in the road towards true satisfaction. This is from her first kiss with Manny. It says swirling from feelings or with feelings of passion and happiness after first kiss with someone new. And then this is from writing in her journal. Another day, another entry. The pen hitting the pad really helps Elliot relieve her emotions and get it all out. And then what else does she have going on? She's feeling fulfilled. She is excited about the date. Is she crying? Are those tears of joy? From amazing date, Elliot is bouncing off the walls with excitement after that date. She can't wait to gush to other Sims about such an amazing date. Wonderful. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this part here. Let me know what you thought of Elliot's date with Manny down in the comments. I do think he's super cute, and I do like him for her, but I would be lying if I said I was not Team Harrison. In the next part, we are going to go on that date with Harrison that we talked about. It's going to be a date. I'm thinking something picnic themed since she has to do stuff with the blanket. And then in the evening, like I said, she's going to be doing the housewarming party, probably just with her coworkers and friends. I don't think she's going to invite any of her romantic interests to that. And then the episode after that, I'm thinking that she's going to head home to Brindleton Bay. It is going to be Father's Day, and I do want her to go home and spend some time with her family. Also, I think we'll stay there for a couple of days so that we can just see more of where Elliot grew up. I think that would be nice. So that is the plan for the next couple of episodes. Like I said, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments. Let me know what you think of Manny. Let me know what you think of Harrison now that you've seen 2 different dates with 2 different romantic interests. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next part. Bye.